Here are today's top 10 videos.
Ask ChatGPT, if you were the devil, and maybe you are. So God didn't make gay people?
Where I know that a tree's a tree, a woman is a woman, a man's a man, and if you are choosing,
a moron's a moron.
And if
You're a teacher. Yes. What is a woman?
What is a woman?
What does the Bible say about same-sex attraction?
How can you justify a God that says that a victim should have to be wed to her rapist?
If you want
10.
You better watch this, guys.
What Bible verse did you post that caused you to be criminally prosecuted?
Thank you. It was from the book of Romans, 1st chapter, and verses 24 to 27.
Okay. And could you help me know why you chose that particular passage to post?
The Apostle Paul teaches in these verses about the marriage and about the same-sex relationships, and he defines them as sinful and shameful.
And what message were you trying to convey in that?
I wanted to make it clear that if the leadership of the church is supporting the Pride event, it is in contradiction with its basis, the Bible.
Okay. And after you posted the Bible verse, if I understand correctly, you were charged under Finland's war crimes and crimes against humanity law.
Yes, we have in that section, we have a law about agitation against minorities.
Wow. Well, as a pastor for 37 years now myself, to think of someone that can be criminally charged for posting a Bible verse in the EU and NATO country worries me deeply. And as you've already heard from this panel today, God bless you. God bless you for coming here today to share your story. And my prayer is that it causes people to wake up to the threats that we are facing from those who seek to undermine our God-given right to free expression.
9.
You're a teacher. Yes. What is a woman?
What is a woman? Oh, buddy. All right. So we define gender as a set of preferences that you have. Woman is a social construct that we've agreed upon. Typically, we imagine womanhood as makeup or whatever. There is a difference between the word woman and being a biological female. If I tell you that I'm a man, it's because I want you to know that I like these set of preferences. If I tell you I'm a woman, it's because I want you to know that I agree with these set of preferences.
Can men give birth?
Can men or can males? Because males can't. Listen for a second. If you listen to your bio professors, you would understand there's a difference between biology and what we think
So
about.
I want to thank you for proving a great point.
What?
You are why we should eliminate the Department of Education. Thank you very much.
8.
An atheist asked a Christian where God comes from, and I must say the answer was a mic drop moment. Watch this.
I am confused. Being philosophically consistent and being a very honest person, I'm sure you can tell me where God came from. In addition, once you've told me where God comes from, please try to clarify how you can figure that a spiritual force can have an impact on a material universe to create it.
All right, your question, where did God come from, assumes that you're thinking of the wrong, obviously it displays that you're thinking of the wrong God, because the God of the Bible is not affected by time, space, or matter. If he's affected by time, space, or matter, he's not God. Time, space, and matter is what we call a continuum. All of them have to come into existence at the same instant, because if there were matter but no space, where would you put it? If there were matter and space but no time, when would you put it? You cannot have time, space, or matter independently. They have to come into existence simultaneously. The Bible answers that in 10 words. In the beginning, there's time. God created the heaven, there's space, and the earth. there's matter. So you have time, space, matter created a trinity of trinities there. Just, time is past, present, future. Space has length, width, height. Matter has solid, liquid, gas. You have a trinity of trinities created instantaneously, and the God who created them has to be outside of them. If he's limited by time, he's not God. The guy who created this computer is not in the computer. He's not running around in there changing the numbers on the screen, okay? The God who created this universe is outside of the universe. He's above it, beyond it, in it, through it. He's unaffected by it. So the concept that a spiritual force cannot have any effect on a material body, well then I guess you'd have to explain to me things like emotions and love and hatred and envy and jealousy and rationality. I mean, if your brain is just a random collection of chemicals that formed by chance over billions of years, how on earth can you trust your own reasoning processes and the thoughts that you think? Okay, so your question, where did God come from, is assuming a limited God, and that's your problem. The God that I worship is not limited by time, space, or matter. If I could fit the infinite God in my 3-pound brain, he would not be worth worshiping, that's for certain. So that's the God that I worship. Thank you.
Follow for more truth.
7.
He really thought he was that guy.
Natural is what God made, Adam and Eve.
So God didn't make gay people?
No, that's sin, and sin came from the devil.
No, sin is a conscious decision. Being gay is not a conscious decision.
Well, actually, being gay is a conscious decision.
Okay, could you choose to be gay?
It's an action.
Could you choose to be gay?
Yes, absolutely.
Could you choose to be
I actually could have chosen to be gay when I was younger.
Could you choose to be attracted to your mom?
A lot of women actually
could you choose to be attracted to your mom? If attractions are a choice, could you choose to be attracted to your mom?
Can you choose to be a pedophile?
No, I couldn't choose to be a pedophile. Could you choose to be attracted to your mom?
Oh, so there you go. He thinks, no, it's an action, honey. And you can choose to sin or you can choose not to sin. You don't come from a biblical standpoint.
What are the first 4 books in the New Testament?
Standpoint. You don't live in
I'm going to ask
reality.
the question again.
I live in reality where I know that a tree is a tree, a woman is a woman, a man's a man, and if you are choosing...
And a moron's a moron.
And if you're choosing... Oh, see, that's what they do. When they can't win an argument, they go for calling
Okay, pause. Dean, got to ask that you don't do personal attacks.
Okay.
That's a warning.
Okay.
6.
He had been with over 200 men. He gave his life to Christ. Jesus didn't care about how many men he had been with. He was concerned about, will you accept me so I can change you? He accepted the Lord. He said he still had feelings for men. He said until one day he got up and he prayed this prayer. He said, Lord, he said, according to your word, I'm born again. And if I'm born again, I'm not supposed to have the feelings of the old man. He said, so from this point on, he said, I reject the feelings from the old man, and I only accept the feelings that come with being a new man. He said the next day, all his feelings for homosexuality disappeared like a tree, like a bird that leaves a tree. Now he's married in the ministry, and I think he and his wife have 2 kids.
5.
What does the Bible say about same-sex attraction? What does the Bible say about homosexuality? In Genesis 2, verses 24 and 25, it says, therefore a man shall leave his father and his mother and hold fast to his wife, and they shall become one flesh. And the man and his wife were both naked and not ashamed. So this is referring to their sexuality in the presence of God, in the presence of a holy God, and they're not ashamed. And so in this passage, we see God's continued intention for marriage, one man, one woman, for a lifetime.
As the creator, he gets to tell us what to do. Right. We're not just talking about those who struggle with same-sex attraction. We're talking about really all of us, because the Bible's not here to make any of us comfortable. We think we know the good life, but it is only God who knows the good life because he created life to begin with. Your pattern and what you feel and think and fits into the good life, if it's contradictory to God, then you've got to change.
4.
Now you're trying to shift to the deity of Christ when that's not the subject. Let me, for the sake of this imaginary world, let's say Jesus is not God. For the sake of this conversation,
Smart move.
Prove he's a Muslim.
Because he submitted himself to one God as a prophet.
Which God?
The creator of the universe.
Who did he say that was?
I believe the term he used was it Adonai?
No, he didn't use that.
What's the term that he used in the Bible?
He used Abba.
No, not always.
Did he use Abba?
Yes. And
what does Abba mean?
It means father.
Is that a good Muslim?
Like I said, are you serious? Are we circling back?
Stop stalling.
You're really good at this, huh?
I am.
Yes. Check this out. Let me explain it to you. He was an Israelite, speaking to Israelites. And Jews today use the term father to not...
Are they Muslim?
No, they're Jews.
Cooked. You hear this? Are they Muslims? Did you hear this? Oh gosh, guys, I haven't watched that yet, but did everyone catch that? They want to say Jesus is a Muslim. Why? Because he submitted to one God. Which one? The creator of the universe. And then and what did he call him? When he's speaking to the Father, he calls him Father, right? Abba. And the guy says, that's no problem. Jews call God that today. He goes, okay, are they Muslims? No. Wait a minute. They're not Muslims. They're submitting to one God, the creator of the universe. They call him Abba, as Jesus did. Are they Muslims? No. Okay, so everything you said about what qualifies you as a Muslim, you just rejected it yourself in under 1 minute.
3.
Watch how she reacts after this historian exposes the history of Islam.
Muhammad was born in 570 AD. His father dies before he's born. His mother dies when he's 6. His grandfather and guardian dies when he's 8. He's orphaned, taken in by an uncle, Abu Talib, who's a merchant who goes on camel rides to different cities and hears about the different religions. And so some of the cities were Persian, and they had Zoroastrianism that believed that paradise was filled full of virgins that would fulfill all the guy's desires. Muhammad hears this, and it gets incorporated into his belief system. In Mecca, they had 360 different pagan gods in a square building called the Kaaba, and the most popular was Hubal, the moon god. And they had a rock they thought had fallen from the moon. And these pagans would kiss this rock, walk around this rock, bow to this rock for centuries pre-Muhammad. Muhammad kissed that rock. It got incorporated into his belief system. And then he went to some Jewish communities, and he originally had his followers bowing toward Jerusalem for the first 17 months of Islam. And then there's the Christian faith. And even Encyclopedia Britannica says the gospel was made known to Muhammad through apocryphal and heretical sources. So he thought the Trinity was the Father, Mary, and Jesus. Nobody ever explained to him the Holy Spirit.
If this history is accurate, then Islam was built on borrowed traditions, not divine revelation. Subscribe to see more shorts like this.
2.
How can you justify a God that says that a victim should have to be wed to her rapist?
If you want to tell me where that's at, we can pull it up and look at it, because God is not condoning rape.
This one says, if a man happens to meet a virgin who is not pledged to be married and rapes her, and they are discovered, he shall pay her father 50 shekels of silver. He must marry the young woman, for he has violated her. He can never divorce her as long as he lives.
Back up just a couple of verses.
I don't have the whole thing. It
Okay.
says that one,
Okay, you just got that.
one verse.
If we back up to verse 25, it says, but if a man finds a betrothed young woman in the countryside, and the man forces her and lies with her, then only the man who lay with her shall die, but you shall do nothing to the young woman. There is the young woman no sin deserving of death. For just as when a man rises against his neighbor and kills him, even so is this matter. For he found her in the countryside, and the betrothed young woman cried out, but there was no one to save her. In verse 25, here's a man forcing himself on her. She's crying out. She obviously doesn't want to do it, and he is raping her, right? And it says specifically that man should be put to death. Now, if we go down to the verse 28, which is the very next verse, it says, if a man finds a young woman who is a virgin, who is not betrothed, and he seizes her and lies with her, and they are found out, then the man who lay with her shall give to the young woman's fathers 50 shekels of silver, and she shall be his wife. Because he has humbled her, he shall not be permitted to divorce her all the days of his life. This doesn't say anything about him forcing himself upon her or her crying out like that other verse did. So this is actually, in the context, them sleeping together, not her like crying out to get out of it, and not him forcing himself on her. It doesn't use that same terminology. So it would almost contradict itself if it's saying, hey, if the man rapes her here, then he should be put to death. But if he rapes her here, then he shouldn't. It contradicts itself. Basically, she's giving consent and they're lying together. And he's saying in that instance, then they should actually marry one another.
1.
This is insane. You gotta watch this video.
Ask ChatGPT, if you were the devil, and maybe you are, if you were the devil, what would you do? And the answer that came back at me shook me in my shoes. I wouldn't waste my time trying to get you to worship me. No, I just convince you not to worship God at all. I'd tell you truth is relative. Your truth, my truth, until nobody knows which way is up. I'd whisper, as long as you're happy, it's right. I'd keep you busy. Too busy for prayer, too busy for church, too busy for crew. I'll put that one in. Too busy to ask eternal questions. I'd fill your hands with a phone so you'd never have time to fold them in prayer. I'd break families, get fathers absent, marriages bitter, and kids confused. If I can fracture the home, I can fracture the future. I'd divide the church, petty arguments, comparison, offense, celebrity culture. If I can get Christians fighting each other, they'll never fight me. I'd desensitize you. I'd glamorize sin in movies, normalize it in music, laugh at it in comedy, and celebrate it in culture until what once shocked you now entertains you. I'd attack your identity. I'd make you question who you are, where you belong, and whether you matter. I'd whisper shame so loud you can't hear God's voice of love. And through it all, I wouldn't even try to prove I exist. My greatest trick is to convince you I'm not real. Because if you don't believe I'm real, you'll never resist.
Thanks for watching. God bless you.